Welcome to AI for Impact, exploring how AI and AI agents are positioned to change the world for the better. I'm Carolyn Bathauer, and today we discuss how two nonprofits are using Agentforce to accelerate support for students and their communities. Joining me is Jessica Santana, CEO and founder of America on Tech, and Cameron Wells, Director of Enterprise Improvement at City Year. Thank you for joining us. Super excited to have you. So we're going to start with you, Jessica. America on Tech joined Salesforce Accelerator, Agents for Impact in 2025. Can you tell us about your organization and the challenges that you faced around grant reporting?
Absolutely. So America on Tech is a national nonprofit organization on a mission to create pathways for students into degrees and careers in technology. We work with 16 to 24-year-olds to provide them with tuition-free technology education, internships, and jobs. We receive an abundance of foundation funding and corporate foundation funding that requires a lot of specifics when it comes to the reporting of the impact that we have on young people when we use their funds. And in order to be able to tailor that kind of communication to 50+ foundations on an annual basis is very, very time consuming. It can take our data manager anywhere between 24 to 48 hours to be able to pull that information back. So the challenge was that we really wanted to give our data manager her time back so she can work on more critical work at our organization.
That's incredible, and thank you for all the wonderful work that you do. How is Agentforce helping you bridge that gap and giving her time back?
Absolutely. So we're building a grant reporting agent within Tableau that is giving us the opportunity to use the data that we've collected on the impact of our programs to be able to query data in real time. Soon the agent is going to be able to tell us information about national impact, region-specific impact, even down to cohort-specific impact within our programs. And we're really excited because to be able to tailor that communication to people that fund our work is really important to give them a sense of the kinds of impact that we're having on young people, regardless of whether or not, they are, focused on a national program or a local program.
Right. And it's like 4 or 5 things you listed. I can imagine compiling that across all of those organizations takes a lot of time. And so now being able to ask an agent in natural language to do that summary probably saves a whole lot of time. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Cameron, I'd love to hear about City Year Next, one of the largest education nonprofits in the country. City Year is frequently a first mover when it comes to exploring new technology with us. So can you tell us about the organization and then the volunteer recruitment and retention challenges that you faced?
Of course, and thanks for having me on, Carolyn. So City Year was founded in 1988. We're a national service organization, now with locations in 29 cities across the country. And we have a dual mission. We're trying to support students succeed academically and grow personally. And we're also trying to help young adults develop into impactful leaders in their communities and their careers. We do that primarily by recruiting over 2,000 young people each year to serve as what we call student success coaches, who mentor and tutor students in over 300 schools across the country. So on an annual basis, we're supporting over 100,000 students. So you can imagine our ability to have that impact really hinges on how well we're able to recruit those student success coaches. And that's a really complex challenge that takes a lot of time and effort to manage, both for our candidates, the folks who want to become student success coaches. It can take them up to 4 weeks to go from just learning what City Year is to actually submitting an application. And for our staff, they're spending a ton of time trying to manage that cohort of candidates, chase down the right information, and get them through the process. We've done studies that suggest that on a weekly basis, our staff is spending something like 400 hours just trying to track down incomplete application information. So it's a really complex and difficult process to manage, all happening at a time where demand for student supports has never been higher.
Yeah, and it's an incredible amount of volume too, and it's such important, impactful connections, right? Making sure you're getting the right coaches and matching them with the right positions. So that's wonderful. But you're doing something to solve for this challenge. You're developing an AmeriCorps recruiting agent using Agentforce. What kind of impact is this having on you all as a nonprofit?
Yeah, well, City Year and Salesforce have been great partners for many years. So when we started to learn about Agentforce, we were really excited. just 3 weeks ago, we launched our first ever agent that we're using as a virtual recruiting assistant. Right now, if you're a young person who wants to learn more about City Year service, you can text a number, be directly connected with an agent that can answer questions about what City Year is, connect you with a recruiter to learn more, and even step you through each part of our application so that you can put your hat in the ring. And it's all mobile first, so you can do this entirely on your phone. We're really excited to see this hopefully drive an increase in applications, which means more student success coaches supporting more students across more schools.
It's amazing. You're meeting the students where they are on their phones. So that's great. So I'm going to go to both of you, but Jessica, I'm going to start with you. It seems like Agentforce is having an impact on the workforces and, of course, how that impacts the communities that you all serve and support. Can you share any anecdotes or success stories with our audience?
Absolutely. So there is a lot of work that we've been doing under the Agentforce program that I think is setting the foundation for us to really think about how artificial intelligence can be embedded in the design of not only our program delivery, but the operations at America on Tech. I think what we've learned with this grant reporting agent is that when built correctly and having the ability to evolve it over time, we'll be able to save a lot of team time to be able to focus on more critical tasks at hand, like the actual human interactions that our team members should be having with our young people, which I think obviously things like AI cannot replace. But I also believe that the most important thing is giving our students a vision to understand that while we are prioritizing artificial intelligence at America on Tech, they can also see themselves working at companies that are enabling these kinds of processes and start to believe that they can be in these spaces as well.
Yeah, that's an incredible connection because like this technology on a consumer level has grown so fast. And so the access to that and then moving into the business world, it's just such a seamless connection that we haven't really seen before with technology. So that's wonderful. Same question to you, Cameron. Can you share anecdotes, success stories? What have you seen?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned our hope that this technology will help increase applications, getting more student success coaches into schools. It's already, however, helping save our staff time. So we're trying to cut down on that 400 hours a week of chasing down incomplete information. Something else I'll mention is that one of the reasons we are so excited to produce a mobile-first agent is because not everyone has consistent access to a laptop or a desktop computer. We want City Year service to be as accessible as possible for all kinds of people, no matter what your internet access is. So we're really excited to see what a mobile-first pathway into the application experience can do to help broaden and make it easier for anyone to consider service.
I think that's a really, really good point for everyone is thinking about where your customers or who you serve are and going that first. It's a really good strategy. Okay, we're going to stay with you, Cameron. As you think about the Agentforce journey, did you have advice for other companies or organizations that are looking to implement Agentforce? Some lessons learned?
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey so far. I think it's probably fair to say, I imagine for Jessica and AOT, as well as for City Year, that we do this work because we believe in the value and the power of human relationships. And I think it is easy to think of AI technology as a replacement for those human relationships. I've really appreciated working with Salesforce and my team at City Year to figure out how agent technology can actually be an enabler of human connections so that it doesn't have to be an either or. You can have both really efficient processes based on smart technology that helps humans connect with other humans and build those relationships. So that's my advice, is to consider how can you use this technology to help your people remain people.
That's great advice. Jessica, same question to you. Advice you have for other companies or organizations that are looking to implement this?
Yes, for other organizations that are looking to implement this, one of my biggest pieces of advice is don't be afraid. I think with artificial intelligence, there is a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of fear-mongering that happens. And I would say that if you are a smart nonprofit leader that is looking to maximize student outcomes, artificial intelligence embedded in your processes could actually save you time, could actually maximize the kind of impact that you're trying to have on young people. And I think that, being able to tinker with these kinds of technologies is really important if we're trying to build sustainable long-term impact within the communities that we're serving. The other thing I want to mention is making sure that you identify the right use cases in the beginning. You know, you don't have to use AI for everything. There are things that I think AI should not be used for. But I do think that when thinking critically about, you know, the vision and the long-term goal for what you're trying to build with your company, your organization, focus on the use cases first and then let the technology inform what is capable and what is possible of achieving.
Yeah, having a strategy, figuring it out as you go, and AI agents and humans working together. Thank you both so much for the work that you do, for the helping the communities that you serve, and we're really glad to have had you today.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Thank you.
To learn more about Salesforce for nonprofits, scan the QR code on the screen or go to salesforce.com/nonprofit.